Ni hao ma. Bonjour, ¿cómo se va? Buenos días, ¿cómo estáis vosotros? All of the things I just said were in a foreign language. And all of them basically, more or less, said, hello, how are you? I'd be willing to say that at least one of you understood what I was saying. But I would also be willing to say that none of you speak any of those languages fluently. Well, why is that? A U.S. news article explains that English is the lingua franca in the business world. And because of that, we don't have to necessarily learn French or Italian or German or Spanish or Portuguese to communicate with the majority of the business world. And as Americans, it becomes a disadvantage to us, the article continues to say later on. But why is it a disadvantage? Other than the fact that we might not reap the benefits culturally of speaking another language, why is it a disadvantage? Well, an NBC News article explains that schooling in the United States is irregular, especially when it has to do with foreign languages. It mentions multiple circumstances and multiple situations in which students reported receiving schooling on a foreign language in middle school and then continuing that education through high school. But in the end, graduating and passing those classes without being able to hold a simple conversation in that language. That those students have completed almost 4 or 5 years of schoolwork in a foreign language, and they have passed them without any capability to speak it whatsoever. The NBC News article continues to explain that partially this is because of lack of importance culturally in the American culture for foreign languages. We don't value it because geographically, Canada's to our north, the majority of Canadians, even those who live in Quebec, the majority of them speak English. And then south of us is Mexico, which we have ties with, but those business people grow up, they go through the university, get their degrees, and master English and Spanish. So therefore, we're not principally needed to speak another language. But even though those are negative trends in foreign language learning in our culture and in our society, there are 3 reasons that I think should persuade you to learn a foreign language. And here they are. The first one is being bilingual or trilingual or speaking more than 3 languages can boost cognitive function. The second, those individuals that speak more than 1 language are shown to have better communication skills. And the third, speaking more than 1 language opens up more job opportunities than it would be open to a monolingual individual. The boost cognitive function part comes from an article in the Medical Daily. And the Medical Daily, which is a website, has 2 articles that have proven different studies and have done and also experimented with different studies about the different cognitive, about the different communicative, and about the different cerebral benefits that someone receives from being bilingual or trilingual or polylingual. And to begin with, the boost cognitive function. It is proven and it is shown through multiple studies that a bilingual individual can resist the onset of dementia and can resist the onset of other cognitive diseases. And it has been shown that up to 5 years past the typical date that one might receive dementia, that a bilingual individual can resist that. And it's because a bilingual individual is constantly living in two different languages and experiencing the world in two different languages. And due to that, their brain is almost as if it were solving a puzzle 24/7. And because of that extra brain activity, bilingual individuals are shown to have boosted cognitive function in comparison to monolingual individuals. Isn't that something we all want? And then better communicative skills. It is shown that because a bilingual individual is able to express themselves and to explain something in two different languages, they are more apt to know the best way and the most useful way to communicate something and to be as direct and as straightforward as possible and to get the meaning across well. And then it opens up job opportunities. US News and NBC.com have had plenty of articles that have almost been like a job application or a job setting where someone can go and look for jobs because of the various government agencies that are in desperate need of bilingual, trilingual individuals. For instance, the CIA, says US News, has even put extra training upon individuals that show that they have a certain capacity to speak another language well. And because of this, people and individuals who are bilingual, trilingual, or polylingual have a better chance of obtaining jobs in the US, but also in the fields outside and in businesses that trade and market and do work in business outside of the United States. One of the main arguments that NBC uses is that an individual who has grown up and gone to, for instance, a law school or a very technical school or a business school and has gotten perhaps a graduate degree would apply for a company, and yes, because they speak American English, they are valued. But an individual from Germany or an individual from China or an individual from Japan who has gotten the same degree and has gone to a school with the same accreditation but has mastered English as well as their mother tongue is valued much more and, statistically speaking, is paid quite a bit more as well. So, I hope that because of this, you now feel the need to go and learn another language, not only so that you can get more jobs, but because of the added cognitive effects and the added cognitive benefits that come with being bilingual or trilingual. And if you needed another reason, it's fun to learn other languages. Thank you.